What's up?
I don't know. Just,
Were they saying anything outside?
No. I said to Bobby, I'm so happy he won, so we could see his kids, even if I go up, and I probably will. And Bobby said, yeah, well, G was his closest buddy. And I was like, well, it wasn't just us, like...
There's no way it was just us, because that was a 10-0 vote,
Exactly.
so don't tell me that was just one person or 3 people.
And he was like, no, yeah, like
Honestly,
typical Bobby fashion.
I think Bruno wanted him out.
G?
Yeah. I think maybe he didn't let on to it, but I think he did.
Well, and
it's
like
better
I said,
for him.
like,
Makes him big dog. He just won HOH. He gets to start playing his game now. Everybody wanted him out.
He's going to put me and Johnny out, though.
I don't know. Like, we don't know.
I do feel, though, like when you were sitting in the kitchen, he came up and hugged you, just like on his own accord, from the back. And
but
I feel like he's
just
no,
be
but
him.
no, but I think he's making a point, maybe to assure, like, you know, and you guys always have been really close, like you said. And I've tried, even first day, I said to him, you know, if you're like, I understand you know, you have a partner, I have a partner. If you ever like outside the game want to talk to me, and I just think he won't get close to me. So I'm just gonna go in and be like, listen, that was truly what, like what do you want me to say? What should I say?
Well, I don't care what you say.
Like, that was truly best for the house, right?
Yeah, which it was. It was like, it was. Everybody voted it like that.
Yeah.
It was my decision.
I just don't want to say...
There's only so many times you can say, like, it's my decision.
Exactly.
Like, I've said it. I said it to him in the bathroom.
I don't want to say that because I don't...
Well, Johnny had no problem saying it.
When?
To Godfrey. And I'm sure he'll say it again to Bruno.
Well, I'm not going to...
Like,
it would be just as disastrous if you went up there, so...
I don't think Johnny would care as long as it saved him. I would be devastated.
No, I know. I'm saying for me.
No, for you, I would be like the Neha situation. Do you know what I mean?
So fucking much.
So, but I don't think Johnny would be devastated. Like, you're the person I'm closest to in here. And that's just bottom line.
Maybe I should play it like, listen, obviously I was working with Neha. Or like, not working, obviously. Like, I'll just be like, I wasn't even that, I'm close with, maybe I'll just be like, I honestly am not really that close with anybody. I know G calls me a manipulator. I can't manipulate anyone in this house.
Yeah.
Nay kind of brought me down with her because, like, I felt obligated to do that. I felt like she was pissed. I felt like she was going to be pissed. And I'll be like, I shouldn't have done that. I've never been against you. And I'll say I'll do anything. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah. Do you think that will work?
I don't know. I'll be like, I just want to be here so bad. Like, I'll never put you up. I'll just say what he wants me to hear.
Yeah.
Never put you up. If you're ever up, you got my vote. If it's gonna work for you know what I mean. If it's gonna work for you, and I'll keep my ear open and be an information feeder. And then I'll be like,
I think that would be the best thing.
Dude, that's all I can offer.
No, I don't know what to say to, but like, you should say that.
And
I don't
be
know
like,
what
and
I'm
I'm
gonna say to him.
obviously like not like, look at me.
What?
I'm obviously not a threat. You know what I mean? I won that one. Because it was like a pretty fluky, like everybody was saying.
Like, bigger targets. Like, how can there not be bigger targets? I don't get it. There have to be bigger targets.
I'll say, I don't know who you think you're close with, or who you and G thought you were close with, but everybody voted to evict him, and Johnny wasn't the only one telling B shit about what G said, or like us. Right?
Yeah. I think that's good too. Like, let him know that there's, like, you know, give him a hint that there's other people in here.
G really was like, I can't stand Willow. He was pissed at Willow.
He's trying to throw her up there. Isn't he close to Willow? then that gets back
No, I know.
to Willow. Like, be careful. I don't like that plan.
I know, I wasn't going to say names, but I mean, I'll be like, G knew, like, you know what I mean? That it wasn't just 3 people, you know?
Yeah. That it was lots of different people going up.
Yeah.
Lots.
And
you could see those people that were coming up there.
And I'll just keep saying people, and I say, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus because we all love everybody here, but at least one thing I am not is like a flip-flop or wishy-washy person.
Yeah.
I've never told any information. Like, I'll say, like, G told me a bunch of shit. G told me a bunch of shit about Neha. G told me a bunch of shit about, I'll lie and say you, and that I didn't tell you. You know what I mean? I'll be like, B didn't find out any of that stuff from me. Even though I'll be like, even though I probably should have, you know?
Yeah.
Play it like, because G did tell me a bunch of shit about Neha. Well, not really. He had a conversation and said, like, Johnny and Neha are working together, right? And I never went back to Neha, and I did, obviously. But I'll just be like, I never went back to Neha and told her that. I'm like a vault, you know? So, like, there's other people who I feel aren't like that.
Yeah.
And I'll just leave it at that and say, dude, like, all I can do is try. All I can do is say to you, like, if you do this for me, I got you from now on, with whatever I can offer.
I think that's a good plan.
But as long as he's not going to put you up.
Yeah,
like,
well,
we just have to
if
feel
you say
that
there's shit about me, he might.
If I say what?
That, like, G told you shit about me.
Okay, you're right. Like,
I honestly...
I didn't mean it like that. Like, I just...
No,
like,
I know what you mean. I know what you
shit
mean.
about, like, you know, like, I have her under my thumb.
Yeah.
Like, that type of shit.
Yeah.
I'll be like, G told me he had Brittany in his back pocket, but I never went to Brittany and told her that. I'm not that type of player.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. I like that. That sounds good. I honestly, if it came down to you and Johnny, obviously, I would vote him out.
And that's the thing. I don't know. Maybe I should just... I don't want him fucking around with the votes. If it was me up against Johnny, I feel like I would stay.
I do, too. I honestly think that...
But Johnny will win the veto over me. And then you might go up.
I think right now Johnny's more of a target than you.
But if he puts Johnny and anyone up first, Johnny will win that fucking veto again, probably.
Yeah. Well, because the moment he feels like his back is against the wall, then he pushes hard, right?
Yeah.
I can't stress about it. I honestly can't.
I don't want you to.
Like, I'm freaking, you know where my loyalty lies, and that's only with you. I really don't trust anybody else in here.
Either. Not a single bit.
Like, not as far as I could throw him. So, whatever I have to do, like, if you go up there, I'll do whatever in my power to get you off and make sure that I've rallied votes and everything. If I go up there, I know you would do the same thing for me.
Tomorrow, like, even tonight, if you could just, like, sit with him a bit.
Sit with Bruno?
Yeah. Not even talk, but just feel him out and see how he's, like, acting with you. And then in the day before I talk to him, you do that and maybe try to just be like, hey, so what do you think? Because if he's feeling comfortable with you and he's like, B, I don't blame you, blah, 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 and, like, you still feel like that same connection with him, then I'll go and be like, don't put me out.
I can't read him, though. Like, I actually, like...
He's pretty readable. Like, in that room, like, I'm telling you, like, everybody was saying stuff, and he'd be like, thank you, and then I would say something, and he wouldn't say anything. And then Johnny would say something, and he wouldn't say anything.
Okay, well, let me just take it in then.
So if it just feels natural and sincere, and, like, you still have that connection, at least that's something, and then I'll be like, don't put me out. But if you get a weird vibe, and he's like, I don't know, B, I don't know what I'm gonna do, then I'll just go up with Johnny and hope that he doesn't win the veto.
It's so risky.
We're interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. I don't want you going up either. And sorry, I freaked out when you said you're all in good with Bruno, because that's what fucking pisses me off, that all these guys still are sitting so fucking pretty.
What do you mean, that I'm in good with him?
No, when you said you guys are all in good with Bruno, and I kind of snapped, and I was like, me and Johnny are going up for fucking sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's because
No, it's okay. You didn't snap.
It just upsets me that like
they're
fine. Playing it so easy and
they're fine. They're great. They didn't have to get any blood on their hands today or this week, yet they got exactly what they wanted, and that was him out. But you know what? I feel the same about Godfrey. I feel the same about Bruno. I feel the same about everybody in this house. I don't care what they said. They say they can try and use that as like an excuse. Like they wanted him out. Yeah, everyone did. Yeah. Canada, for goodness sake. Like, I don't know that for sure, but you know, whatever. I'm just gonna. Yeah, we gotta feel it out.
Yeah, and I'll just be like, listen, like I backed B because, and like, okay, I'll say G had nothing to do with you. Like, yeah, you guys were close. I was close with Neha, but I didn't see it as like, well, I'm coming after Bruno now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I know you guys were close, but I honestly think that it was best for the whole house, you know, so that we can start, like, we couldn't even talk. We couldn't even have conversations without it being a thing, you know? But it doesn't mean I'm not trustworthy, because at least I made a stand.
Yeah.
And at least, like, when I wrote Neha's name down, that was me saying, you guys know where I'm at.
Yeah.
And you can't say that about everybody in this house.
Exactly. It's true.
That's what I'll say.
It's true.
And I'll be like, dude, you know me. I'm a fucking open book. I'm so readable, which isn't true, but I think people think that.
Yeah.
I'm emotional. You know, and obviously those are, like, I could control myself and my emotions if I wanted to, but I'll be like, you can read me. I can't manipulate shit. How am I the biggest manipulator? You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll be like, you honestly think that, man? And just plead my heart out to him like that.
I think that's the best thing before Johnny does, because Johnny is going to try and throw me under the bus. I think he would do it.
After might be better. Oh, I got a toot so bad. I'm gassy.
Honeys.
Hey.
Hey, bro.
What's up, dude? Going in the tub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little chat with Bruno.
Uh-huh.
Don't really know where his head's at.
You don't know where his head's at?
Don't know where his head's at. I don't really know. He just kind of was like, I gotta figure out like who is on, like, he's like, I want to do something that makes the least amount of enemies for me, which makes sense. I mean, that's a pretty basic thing when you're HOH. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay. And he's just like, you know, I know there's some people on the other side, and then there's people in the middle, blah blah blah. So.
That's
perfect. That means he's being like a little bit rational about it.
He's being rational. I think he's going to talk to people and just kind of see what people are willing to tell him and just try and get a feel for the house.
This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I know you were close with G. That honestly had nothing to do with you. I am obviously not a threat. I'm emotional. You can read my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I made that vote for Neha, I was quite clearly making a statement.
Yeah.
At least you know where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the type of player who's like gonna lie to your face, who's gonna pretend to be, you know what I mean? And I'll offer him everything. I'll just say.
And what you could say too, like, is that I don't have anyone in this game.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'll be like, when May left, I knew I was done.
Me and B, I have B, because I mean he's gonna assume you guys.
And I'll say, and obviously the winning HOH with B brought us closer together. But I still wrote her name down. Yeah,
and then you could be like, you know, JP, Kev, like Zach. I don't know where these guys are at. Yeah. Because then he's not like, oh fuck, like she's loaded up. I gotta get her out. She's a threat. Yeah. If he sees you two as just you two, he might look towards a bigger target. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. He might look towards someone that is going to be of an impact, because Bruno's a smart guy. He's going to look for someone that's a threat to his game, and an immediate threat. Who is someone that is going to get me out next week? Who's somebody that's going to create a lot of enemies? Yeah. Or, you know, not create a lot of,
exactly. And that's the thing with some people who are wishy-washy and back and forth and not taking a stance is, first of all, they don't have friends, you know what I mean? They haven't taken a side, so you're not going to make enemies, and because they haven't declared loyalty to anyone. Yeah.
So therefore, nobody's going to be super pissed if they go up and out.
Exactly. And they have the quite clear possibility of putting you up. It's whoever gets in their ear at that moment. Yeah. And do you want to play the game with people like that around, or do you want to play the game with people who quite clearly took a stand, made it obvious, we're open and transparent about it.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what I'll say.
100%. And then he was just like, you know, like, I don't know yet. Whatever. And I was just like, okay, like, whatever. You need to know, like, you need to talk, whatever, let me know. So I'm sure, I don't know if he might know. Like, it might be you and Johnny, but I don't know. He didn't tell me that if it is. So, which leads me to think that there's still a decision-making process that has to be made.
I'll go to him.
Which kind of scares me a bit too, because I don't want him to like look towards a big target like me and be like, well, actually.
Well, fuck, it doesn't. That benefits no one either.
Well, if it does, then fuck it. Then I have the POV. Either way, I really hope I can get that POV. Either way.
One of us needs to win it.
It's just like. Figure it out. We can only do so much now, right? Cards aren't in our hands anymore.
No. But we can try. I'll work. Yeah. I'll say.
The thing is that we can hit him from different angles without him still knowing we're working together, you know? We can be like, hey, do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right.
I'll be like, and I'll say, listen, the guys, like, ever since I got caught in that fucking bedroom with Cindy, like, obviously they can't trust me. They don't trust me. I have no one.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll be yours if you want, you know?
100%. 100%.
And yeah, I think if I stress the Neha thing, like that was quite clearly me being too emotional and too transparent.
Yep.
And look what it got me. Like that doesn't make me a threat.
Exactly. We'll figure it out. I'm sure tomorrow there'll be a lot of chitter chatter going on with him. Fuck. Because he'll have all day tomorrow.
It's gonna be stressful.
Because yours was only one night.
Yeah.
Nom's won't be tomorrow.
No.
So there'll be all day of shit going on tomorrow. Whatever.
You're the best, girl. Thanks.
Yes. See you guys.
Laters. What do you think?
I think I can do it.
I know you can do it.
Like, put up Bobby.
Huh?
Like, how close does he think he is with Bobby?
How close does Bruno think he is with Bobby?
Yeah.
Obviously close enough for Bobby to be handing him letters.
Right.
During the comp so that he
so
could
he's
win.
not going to put Bobby up.
And
he's
Godfrey,
not going to put Willie up. He's not going to put Godfrey up.
I'd hope that if it was down to me and Johnny, or down to you and Johnny, we would stay over him. I hate to say that.
I feel like we would, though.
But it's the truth. Like, love the guy. Want to play the game with him, but like...
And honestly, we kind of need him.
Well, yeah, but...
Obviously, though. No, like, obviously. But it would just...
It's like my life or his, like... In this, for this game.
That's why, that's the... 100%, of course. So but I'm just thinking, like, is there any way we can rack our brains to make it anybody else?
More of a target, I know.
You can't really argue that Peely's a threat.
No.
But at the same time, someone like that might just coast through the whole game.
Yeah.
And be taken along by Kevin, right? And they were worried about the showman's thing.
Yeah. Kevin and Peely, Zach and Ashley. But he likes them.
I'm fucked.
No, you're not. I'm just trying to think who else. Like, for all you know, he could see Kev as a threat.
Yeah, if he puts up Kevin, Johnny, maybe. I have a feeling the hexagon's going to become a pentagon.
Yeah, I do too. Someone's coming.
What?
Someone's coming.
I got major gas, but I don't think I could poop. It's just lingering gas.
I love how your cover up talk is. I've got major